Who is Father Fish? His name is Louis Foxwell. He was born in 1940 in Baltimore, Maryland, and spent much of his childhood either on the eastern shore of Maryland, running around in the creek, or in Odenton, Maryland, running around in the woods. When he was 15, his family moved to Baltimore, where he became a student at Baltimore City College. While at City, he was active in drama and was president of the local herpetology club. He also was collecting from the bay on weekends and selling little critters to pet shops around Baltimore. In 1959, he graduated from City College and began attending Union College in Barberville, Kentucky, where he found many more new kinds of fishes and set up many more new kinds of fish tanks in his dorm room until finally he graduated in 1963 and began attending Boston University, the School of Theology. His goal had always been to be in ministry, and while tropical fish were a delight and a hobby, they remained such. Although while at Boston, he was raising and selling German half-black red guppies, enough to pay his rent and part of his food bill. He left Boston due to illness after a year and returned to Baltimore, where he began working as a social worker. 2 years later, he returned to Boston, this time to Tufts University, to the Crane Theological School. He attended for 3 years, continuing his hobby, active with various clubs, but also very active in ministry and very active politically. In 1968, he graduated and moved to Northfield, Massachusetts. And this was the first time he met anyone who had a big, impressive hobby room. He met Jeff Campbell, Dr. Jeff Campbell, who taught at the Putney School in Vermont and had dozens of large fish tanks in his classroom. This was a wonder and a joy, and it had inspired Lou to build his own fish room. 2 years later, he was back in Baltimore, this time running a runaway center called the Fellowship of Lights as the director. He did this for 2 years until finally receiving a church to minister to in Urbana, Maryland, and attended for a year and a half the Wesley Seminary on the American University campus in D.C. While in Urbana, he met Rick Hahn, the director of the Catoctin Mountain Zoological Park, and developed an even deeper interest in tropical fish. There were goldfish farms, big goldfish farms, very near where he was living, and he found them enchanting and spent many hours visiting and learning how to graze goldfish. 2 years later, he moved to Baltimore to take over his father's ministry to deaf people upon his father's death. This was a tragic time. His father had been murdered, and it was not what was anticipated. He had planned to work with his father to learn how to do the ministry he had spent so many years preparing for. Nevertheless, Lou picked up the gauntlet and began running with it. He built a major facility for the deaf, started an agency for the deaf, developed mental health services through the state, and all the while was keeping an eye open on that scuttlebutt about the National Aquarium going on in Baltimore. So he got involved with that and began working very hard on it to the point where he and Merle Cohen and Henry Hall, new friends he had made, some old friends and some new friends. So he began then building another fish room in the church, in the fellowship hall, where there were dozens of large tanks. And in the meantime, joined the Baltimore Aquarium as the chairman of the Community Relations Committee on the founding board of directors. This went on until about 1990, when Lou retired from that ministry and moved to Florida. In Florida, he really began to develop his interest in the hobby. Worked for a while at Marine Facility as a grants writer, and then began selling tropical fish that he was buying wholesale from Segrest Farms and other wholesalers, was repping product for wholesalers to pet shops, started selling online, and eventually wound up opening a store, the Father Fish Aquarium.
You've seen pet shops, but you've never seen anything like Father Fish Aquarium. But we can't possibly do it justice in just one commercial. You've got to see it for yourself. Father Fish Aquarium, 536 East Venice Avenue.
That led to the development of the Venice Aquarium Society and ultimately brought Lou back to Baltimore once he began building his YouTube channel and felt the need to return to family. So in 2022, Lou moved back to Baltimore and began a business selling tropical fish plants, which he buys from a good friend who has a farm in Florida raising a wide range of tropical fish plants. The YouTube channel is growing. The plant business is growing. Things are expanding again. He's just now moving into a warehouse and is looking to build a big new fish room, maybe even doing some retail. And as to his YouTube channel, well, it just broke 100,000 subscribers. That's a milestone, but not to be slowed down. He and a group of friends who have come together on the Father Fish Shoal, a Discord channel, doing research and writing a book, are planning to bring the YouTube channel to 1 million subscribers. We'll see if they can pull it off. So that's the long and the short of it. Oh, how did Lou Foxwell turn into Father Fish? That's a neat little story. While in Florida, some folks from the Tampa Aquarium Society visited his home to see his fish room, and as one of them was using the facilities, he noticed a picture hanging on the wall of Lou Foxwell in clerical garb. From then on, it was Father Fish this and Father Fish that, and it just never went away. And it's been Father Fish ever since, and it has been a joy. Well, there's a short story of Father Fish. We'll fill in the blanks along the way, but thought you might enjoy that. Love you all. Bye for now.